hard living this life.
No, it really is. So I just got a text from my wife. It's a text to me and her mom. She said, I'm divorcing Jocelyn, mom. A blog has accused him of cheating on me. So I'm done. Like, that's what I'm dealing with in real life. Like, in real life, see what it says? Yep, the girl who used to work for him. So this is what I'm really dealing with. And that's I'm going to be as transparent as I could be, because this is what happens when you play like this. You play on people's lives. You play on whatever they may be dealing with. And they have to deal with real circumstances. So this is what I'm dealing with this morning. Yeah.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Did Rasheeda just lose it over Kirk Frost's most recent shocking scandal? You won't believe what's happening behind the scenes of this explosive drama. Oh, yes, Kendra is pregnant. And guess who's the baby's father? Kirk. The plot thickens because young Jock, who has already had too much on his plate, completely lost it. Is this an emotional breakdown? Or is this the world's most dramatic reality TV show coming to life? Pulling strings like a puppet master. From behind the curtains, and where the hell is young Jock in all of this? Is he having a breakdown in a hospital bed somewhere? Or is there something more significant going on that we aren't even aware of yet? You must be wondering right now if this is the ultimate betrayal, or if Kirk is simply getting another chance to screw things up and make Rasheeda's situation even more complicated. And don't even get me started on the rest of the drama, because I promise you it gets much more intense. You may have thought that Rasheeda and Kirk Frost's marriage was finally stable after everything they had been through. But no, not today, not with Kendra, the woman who completely upended everything. And guess what? Kirk Frost, the man who vowed. He was done with his mess, showed up with some shocking news. Because what you're about to hear is a scandal of a lifetime. Okay, people, grab your popcorn, because what we've got here is a mess that could rival even the juiciest of soap operas. Kendra is pregnant, and of course, Kirk is the one who allegedly knocked her up. Can you even imagine the look on Rasheeda's face when she learned of this? Talk about a bombshell, am I correct? Let's go back a little, because this scandal didn't happen overnight. Over the years, Rasheeda and Kirk have experienced a lot of drama, from his previous infidelity to their tumultuous marriage. And we all assumed that the worst was over. But now, like a plot twist nobody anticipated, Kendra appears out of nowhere and claims to be expecting Kirk's child. We all know that Rasheeda has been a queen through it all, but this feels like the last straw, doesn't it? But wait, the story gets deeper. And what's even more astounding is how all of this is happening at the same time that Rasheeda is attempting to put her marriage back together, while young Jock, who has been dealing with enough drama of his own, is going through his own personal storm. Jock allegedly had an affair with Kendra, while Kirk was still attempting to reconcile with his wife. The situation is getting out of hand faster than a tornado in a trailer park, and we haven't even begun to explore it. Let's take a moment to discuss Kendra. Is she merely a desperate woman attempting to exact revenge on Rasheeda by showing off her pregnancy? Or is there something more sinister going on here? According to some anonymous sources, Kendra and Kirk's affair wasn't exactly a one-night affair. Rather, it was a continuing relationship that neither Rasheeda nor the public ever knew about. As a grown man who has already been through a lot of scandals, Kirk continues to make dubious decisions. Is he trying to ruin his own marriage, or is there a more cunning game at play here? Take into consideration that Kirk has established a reputation for being a man who can't keep his commitment straight for years. Now that Kendra is pregnant, he has been patiently waiting for the right opportunity to drop this bomb on Rasheeda and completely upend her world. What does this say about his intentions? Was he ever really in it for Rasheeda? Or has the entire marriage been a series of calculated moves meant to keep him in the spotlight and constantly attract attention? Let's add a little more fuel to the fire, because what comes next is a twist you never saw coming. Rasheeda, devastated and angry, confronts Kirk about the pregnancy, and trust me, things didn't go as you might have expected. Kirk tried to brush it off as if it wasn't a big deal, but we all know it's not just about a pregnancy. It's about trust, betrayal, and the years of emotional investment that suddenly feel worthless. Rasheeda is not the kind of woman to take any Nonsense lying down. You can imagine her face when she realized she had been duped the entire time. And with the pregnancy news hanging over her head, she began to question everything: her marriage, her relationship with Kirk, and the foundation they've built together. However, this situation is about to get much more complicated because just as Rasheeda is, as she reels from Kirk's betrayal, she is in full meltdown mode after learning that Kirk Frost, the man she believed to be her rock, is involved. We've already seen the young Jock involved in the mess isn't just standing idly by. But no, Jock is adding fuel to the fire, and this man has completely lost his mind. I mean, how much drama can one person take before they go completely crazy? Keep watching because what comes next is pure chaos in a full-fledged affair with Kendra. And let me tell you, the way Kirk attempted to minimize the whole situation was just pitiful. But when you've been exposed in a major lie, what else can you do? Kirk pretended that this was a small incident, as if he hadn't destroyed everything they had worked so hard to build over the years. The audacity. But we're talking about a man who has continuously made poor decisions. Do we really expect him to take responsibility for his mistakes? After all, this is the same guy who initially thought it was a great idea to cheat. Let's take a moment to talk about Kendra. As everyone knows, she isn't the kind to keep things low-key. She's always waiting for the right opportunity to drop bombs and cause chaos. However, this takes things to a whole new level. Kendra, who is ostensibly Rasheeda's friend, has been having a covert affair with Kirk for months, if not longer. Let's not act like Kendra is innocent here. If you ask me, she knew exactly what she was doing, and there's no way you can tell me that she didn't have an agenda. There's a whole different angle to the story. And her young Jock is no stranger to drama, but this time Jock might have just outdone her. She was playing the long game, waiting for the right moment to drop this news like an atom bomb. But the question is, what exactly was she hoping to gain from all of this? Was it just about the baby, or was it something deeper? Was she after Kirk's money, or perhaps just the revenge on Rasheeda that she so desperately craved? What's going to blow your mind is that Jock apparently knew about Kirk and Kendra's secret affair all along. Yes, you heard correctly. Jock had all the tea and was just sitting on it, watching everything unfold. Could it be that Jock was simply waiting for the right moment to bring this out into the open, hoping it would cause the biggest scandal of the year? It gets even juicier because Rasheeda is going into emotional turmoil. I don't know about you, but this sounds like a full-blown love triangle. Or perhaps I should say a web of deceit, betrayal, and lies. Young Jock is allegedly playing both sides of this situation, saying he has no idea what's going on between Kirk and Kendra. But sources close to him are saying something else. One insider claims that Jock was actually involved in the whole affair. Right? Jock and Kendra were apparently more than just friends, and his involvement goes much deeper than he's letting on. We can't stop there, though, because we need to discuss the timeline of events. While Rasheeda is dealing with the fallout from Kirk's cheating and Kendra's pregnancy announcement, turns out that young Jock was conveniently in the hospital at the time. We've seen Jock go through some difficult times, but this time there's a twist. Sources claim that Jock was hospitalized after a while. Rasheeda is out here fighting for her marriage, emotionally torn by the revelation that her husband might be the father of Kendra's baby. Kendra isn't exactly making this easy on anyone. The timing of it all is extremely suspicious. What was he really doing in the hospital? Could it be that he was trying to escape the chaos he helped create? Or was there something even darker going on behind the scenes? Could Jock have been laying low because he knew the storm was about to hit? For a brief moment, imagine being in her position where your husband, whom you believe to be on your side, is now the father of another woman's child, and everything is coming out in the most public way possible. Rasheeda has been the epitome of strength, but who could blame her for breaking down at this point? It's betrayal after betrayal, and the pressure is getting to her. Asterisk is enough to break even the strongest people. But what's really crazy is how the public has responded to all of this. Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage has been scrutinized for years, and now it's falling apart in front of millions of people. While some fans are supporting Rasheeda as she defends her family, others are disparaging Kirk, calling him everything from manipulator to cheater to liar. And let's not even get started on Kendra, who the public isn't sure whether to call a homewrecker or a victim. It's like a verbal battle with Rasheeda in the middle, trying to remain strong while everyone else watches her fall apart. So how? Will Rasheeda and Kirk proceed? Will Kendra's pregnancy be the last straw for their marriage? Or will Rasheeda choose to support her man once more? And let's not forget about Jock, who has been at the center of all this drama with the hospital scandal and his alleged involvement in Kendra's affair. Will Jock survive this, or will this be the moment he loses it all? There is more to this scandal than meets the eye. So you should stay tuned, because even though this is crazy, the next part of the story might blow your mind. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll delve deeply into the fallout from this affair, the public fallout, and what happens next. Now, let's talk about the aftermath of this explosive situation, because it doesn't just end with Kendra's announcement of her pregnancy and the drama surrounding her infidelity. No. This is just the beginning of the consequences. That first, let's talk about the legal ramifications of everything that has happened. You didn't think this scandal would remain strictly personal, did you? Now that it's getting real, Kirk Frost, Rasheeda, and everyone involved will have to deal with it. And believe me, the fallout will hit harder than a ton of bricks. Imagine the emotional and financial fallout Rasheeda is facing. Kirk may be sweating right now, wondering if his infidelity will cost him. Rasheeda has been quietly running the show when it comes to their joint ventures. And if she feels betrayed enough, she might just take her assets and leave. Additionally, Kirk's actions could expose him to alimony, child support, and possibly even a lawsuit. Kendra has been loyal, but when someone crosses the line this severely, it could very well be the end of their empire if Kendra's child ends up being Kirk's. That could be a major blow to his finances and reputation. In addition, we must take into account the public's reaction. Rasheeda has always been a symbol of strength, but there is a limit to how many blows a person can take before they begin to crumble. Therefore, even though Kirk may be attempting to brush this off as a small error and say he is only human, the public is vicious and quick to criticize Kirk, calling him names like dog, selfish, and weak. Given how popular Rasheeda is, the public's sympathy is undoubtedly on her side. I'm not just talking about online comments, but people are discussing Kirk's potential public apology tour. Could we see him groveling on TV for an entire segment where he finally comes clean and admits the truth? It will be a train wreck, but people will undoubtedly be watching. Nobody wants to miss a reality TV star's downfall, especially when they've been involved in a scandal like this. But wait, the plot is getting more complicated. Young Jock's role in all of this goes far beyond simply being a bystander to a failed love triangle. He has been connected to Kendra for years, and there are rumors that he may have been involved in the affair from the beginning. Yes, you read correctly. Jock could have been using this whole situation to undermine Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage from the inside out. After all, we're talking about a man who is accustomed to drama. And even though he has been playing the good guy for years, it turns out that he may have been involved in it all. Sounds a little dramatic, doesn't it? But when you work in the entertainment industry long enough to realize that things are never as simple as they seem, you start to realize that things are never as simple as they seem. In addition, there's a chance that Jock was using this entire situation to get closer to Rasheeda. Could he have been secretly hoping that Kendra and Kirk would split up so that he could step in and take over? I mean, Jock has a history of flirting with drama, so this could be his master plan to steal the show. Whether it's true or not, the idea that Jock is somehow involved in all of this mess adds another layer of scandal that people can't ignore. Now, let's talk about Kendra for a moment. She's been very quiet, but she's also been very strategic in how she's handled everything. As far as we know, Kendra has been openly flaunting her pregnancy by posting pictures on social media. Not to mention the timing of it all. Was Kendra's pregnancy a calculated move? Could it be that she was aware of Kirk's weaknesses and took advantage of them? Some people believe this is just a money grab. Could Kendra be trying to lock Kirk down with this baby? She has a growing bump, and now she's in the spotlight by the media. If she plays her cards right, Kendra could become the next big thing in reality TV drama. After everything we've discussed, the drama, the cheating, the heartbreak, the potential legal fallout, what comes next for Rasheeda, Kirk, Kendra, and even young Jack? We're still waiting. Kendra ultimately regrets how this all turned out. If Rasheeda and Kirk remain together, Kendra might be left out in the cold. If Rasheeda chooses to fight for her marriage and rebuild, where does that leave Kendra? Kendra's dream of taking down Rasheeda could backfire, leaving her with nothing but a baby and a messy reputation. As for Jock, will he be exposed for his shady involvement, or will he escape unharmed and continue to play the media as he always does? One thing is certain though, this is far from over, and we're just getting started. You won't want to miss the next chapter in this crazy saga, which is full of drama, betrayal, and drama. Will Rasheeda and Kirk be able to salvage their marriage for that final explosive moment? Or is this the end of an era? We want to hear your thoughts on this chaotic mess. Was Kendra's pregnancy the final straw to end Rasheeda and Kirk's relationship? Or was she just another pawn in a much larger game? Do you think Kirk will ever be able to save his marriage? Or is it game over for him? And don't forget about young Jockeys. He, the mastermind behind this whole drama in secret, or is he just a bystander? This is heartbreak at its best, and it's only going to get more intense from here. Stay tuned for updates because he's just the tip of the iceberg. What will happen next? Will Kendra's covert agenda finally be revealed? Or will Rasheeda and Kirk emerge victorious? Leave a comment below with your predictions. And let's continue the conversation because this story is far from over. And the plot is getting thicker with each new development. If you want to stay up to date on the latest twists and turns, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a moment of the drama. We'll be right here giving you the newest information. So keep it locked and stay tuned for more surprising revelations. Till next time. This story is far from its explosive finale, so don't forget to share it with your friends. Scandalized.